Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of ILU BIM series. So in the previous videos we have seen that how we can model these elements like windows, doors, slab, wall, columns, stairs, railing, ramps, etc. in Autodesk Revit. In this video I'm going to show you how you can actually link another model with an existing model, or how you can work with two different models in a same file. So we have this architecture model in which we have put some structural elements too, like the slab and the columns. So today I want to add another for example, we want to add a plaza, a structural beam column connections plaza here on the right of this building. So first I will have make another structural model for that, and then I will link it with this one. To make that happen, so we can go to the insert tab, and here you can see you can how you can actually link a Revit file. So here you will see an option like link Revit. So it says link another Revit model to the current model. So if I click on the link Revit button, so it will ask me to import the link Revit button. So now we don't have any other model. So for that, let's first make another model. So for that, let's click on file, then click on new, and then project, and here I will go for the structural template and select OK. So once my structural template is open, let me see if this is an imperial or metric. I think it would be a metric template. I want to use a imperial template, so for that I will click again in file, go to new project, and this time I'll click on the browse button, and here in the English, go back and click on English Imperial. This is English Imperial, and here you can see structure analysis default. So open this one, and it will open a structural imperial model. So hopefully this is a structural imperial template. So we can verify that again by going to the manage project units, and you see, yeah, this is in imperial units. So I'll turn off the first one and do work in this one. So go to level 1, just create some random grids so I can then place it there in the correct position. So let's go back to the architecture tab, click on the grid, and let's add some grids. Like I want a grid which should be in the very center of this drawing. So I've located the center of this. Now I will save this as the structural model. So I'll save it, Control S, and then now let's save it as a structural model, and then we can use this model to link it with our previous model, and then we can then we can work on this model, and then we will update that model with the Revit link. So let's save this model first. So our model is saved now. You see there is nothing, just two grid lines in this project. So I'll then turn this off, close this one, and here now when I go back to the insert tab, click on link Revit, and here now I'll see this ILU BIM series structural model RVT. So I'll click on this one and then click on open. So click on open. Now it will open that model in this one. So it is loaded, but you cannot see it here. So if I go back to the ground floor and we cannot see it here. Let's go back to, so here is the structural model. I came back to the structural plane, so I can see it here. You see, if you click on it, it says RVT links, link Revit model ILU BIM series structure. So this is now here. If I go back to the ground floor, so I cannot see it here. If I go to the invisible tab, I can then see it here. So I will unhide this in this view. I'll actually hide it from this view and then see. Okay, so this is not going to be shown here, but let's go back to the structural plane, and here we can see it. Now we need to move it to the correct position. So where is our correct position? We wanted our plaza to be like here, so let's move it from the center. So this was the center of the file. Let's move it first. Let's move it randomly to this point. So now this is our place where we want to start our model. So now I'll go back. Like you see, we don't have anything here now. Our model is here, but as our model is empty, so it doesn't have anything. So I have to go back to that model and update it. When I update that model, it will automatically update it here. Then we can go back to the manage links, and then our Revit link would be here. We can then update it and reload it from another file, and then it will be updated like here. So let's go back to the linked file. So I'll turn this off and open the structural template which I have just created. So this is the ILU BIM series structural model. So let me open it. So this is our model. It is the level 1 plan. So let's start from making other grids. So let's first set some levels. So let's go to the east elevation, and here our levels are on 10 feet. So let's make it perhaps 12 feet. Let's create a few more levels, like let's create a level like this, and then another level like this, another level like this, and now we can adjust the heights in between them. Suppose we have these 5 levels, and let's go back to level 1, and here let's add some other grids, like for example this was our center. So for example, at a distance of 10 feet we have another place like here, and at a distance of 10 feet here. So we can adjust the lengths like that, just adjust the links like that. So we have 2 grids now. So let's make another grid, for instance, and let's add a 12. So we have now 10 feet grids from the center at this location, and 12 feet from the center at this location. So for the other direction, let's do the same thing. Let's add some grids here. So I think these are enough. So it would be like this, and I would like to incorporate many different things in here, like for example this portion I want it to be cantilever, and this portion to not be cantilever actually. So let's try to make it. So this is our first level. So first of all, what should we do? So we should first start from columns. So to place columns here, let's go back to the structure tab, and then click on the columns, and you can also go back to the architecture, and from here you can select structure column. So in the structure column you will have all these options. So we want a concrete rectangular column, and where we can then place rebars too. So let's go for, this is 12 cross 18 column, so let's edit this its type and duplicate it, and let's make it 12 cross 12 for instance. Let's make it 1 feet 2, and let's click on OK. So now we have 12 cross 12 column. So let's add our columns on just these portion. So one thing is just placing column like this, and this, and another approach would be, if I just undo these changes and go back to the column, we have 12 cross 12 columns. If you click on at grids, so at which grids we want, at the intersection of which grids do we want this column. So we want at the intersection of these 4 and these 3. So where are these intersecting? At these points. So now if I click on finish, do you want no columns or added to document during expression? Nope. So let's don't know why are these not added. Let's see, let's do it again. At grids, select the grid lines to place structure. Okay, so let's see, so we have to select both the grids at once. So now these are placed on the intersection of this grid line, so we want it like this. Let's click on finish, and you see how our columns are added. So if I click on 1, so you see it starts from minus negative level 1 to level 1, but we don't want it like this. So we will select all of the columns, or you can just click on one column and then from your keyboard select type SA. When you type SA, all these similar elements and entities would be selected. Now once it is selected, so we want from level 1 to level 2, but from 0 feet offset, right? So when I click on apply, it would be updated. You can also go back to the structural tab, the 3D view, and check it. So you see we have these columns created. Now what should we do? Let's place beams on these columns. So for that, let's go back to the level 1 and add beams above these. So beams comes under the structure tab and beam. So when I click on the beam, it would give me the shape. So it has the W shape, HSS shape, and it also has a concrete rectangular beam which we want. So here one is 12 cross 24. So let's edit this one and give it a name like beam should be 12 cross, for example, 18 inch. So let's click on 12 cross 18 and do the same changes here. So it's like this. And now let's draw our beams from one column to another. So how we can do that? Just click on the portion of 1 from here to here. It's created like this, and then from here to here, and let's create these 3, and then we can copy it to the other grid. So let's finish this one. Okay, so these beams are added. So I've selected these one, and then I can just copy it from the intersection of this grid line to the other one, and let's repeat the same for these beams. So this beam is created. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to make this portion cantilever, so I would extend these beams to this portion too. So I will copy it from the intersection of this, and let's paste it here. So you see these are like here, so we can extend its length to the end of the grid line. And also we don't have any of these columns here, so we can also copy it to the other portion, and we can just mirror it from this line. So these are mirror tile here. We can now extend it like this. We also have another option of align, so we can click on modify, click on align, and then click on this face. With this face we want this face, so it is extended like this. So we want our next face to be extended till this end, so we would click on here and then click on the face we want to extend, so it would be extended till that part. And we can then copy these two columns, these two beams to here. So this is our beams grids. So we can also copy these grids to this portion. So I think now this is complete. Let's check it in 3D. So you can see that our beams are created, but they are very down. So why are these down? So if I click on one of the beam and see, so it is placed at level 1 at 0 feet offset. So let's click on SA to select all of these types, and let's give it a height, a start and end level of height, to make it at the top of these columns. So how can we do that? Let's click our height was 12 feet, so these would be actually 10.5 feet, because 5 feet would be in the slab and 10.5 feet would be the height of these beams. So let's click on 10.5 here. So it is the start and end level offset. If you give it different offsets, so it would be an inclined beam. So now I have given it two similar values, so you see they are extended to the end of these columns. So the columns, you see, they are till the end. Why are they till the end? Because you see that we have I think we should place it at 11 feet, because our beam height is 18 inch. So after that, now these are placed on 11 feet height, and the 6 inches height which is left would be placed here in the slab portion. So then that would be covered under this. Or we can just make it till the end, like we can make it till 11.5. Why? Because our height is 12.5 feet, 12 feet, so it would automatically adjust to this length. So let's make it 12. And our slab, when we place it on above these beams, so it would be directly deleted from this portion. So now this is ready. So what should we do now? Let's add a slab over it. So let's go back to the level 2, and level 2, you see this is our plan view. Now let's go back to the structure, then click on the floor, and here you see floor structural, floor architecture, and floor slab edge. And the slab, you will have structural foundation slab. So you can add foundation till here, like if you have a foundation and then you want to add a slab, so it would be definitely a slab on grade. So we want a slab above this beam columns connection, so you would like a roof, and it would be in roof structural. So I click on roof structure. Now I'll choose the type. So we have 6-inch concrete which we want, so I'll click on that, and then I can just simply make our slab like this. We also have another option to make it in between these, but let's put it like this. And as I put it like this, you would see that our slab is placed over here. So if I go to the fine detail and then go back to something like shaded, so you see our slab is this is our model slab. So you see this is our model slab, and both analytical and structural model is shown here. So from the bottom it is seen like this. So now let's copy this to the above portion. So for that we can just go to the right tab. Let's extend this one to the top too. Now let's select all of these. Now from here we can click on copy to clipboard, paste, align to selected levels, and let's paste it to level 2. Let's click on OK. So below these would be transferred to the second level. Okay, so these didn't transfer. Should back my command. Let's paste it in level 3 and let's see. And yep, these are placed like this. So let's paste it again to another level 4 and 5 and let's put it like this. And this is our beautiful model, and you see we have this portion as a cantilever portion. So to make it beautiful, I think I should delete this part from here. So for that I can delete it from here too, or I can just go back to the level 5. I go back to the level 5. I see I want this portion to be deleted. So I first go to the floor, extend it till this grid, then finish the selection, and now I can delete these 3. Just select all of the beam here, delete it, delete and delete. And let's go back to 3D view and see how does it look. Okay, so now it looks like this. So we can actually delete these one too. So let's delete these one. Actually I don't want to delete these one, but I think it's okay, we can do that. Let's go back to make it tell here, and let's finish this one. Save the project. You should save your project more often, because then it would make a problem. So let's go back to 3D and see how does our model look like. So this is how our model look like. So I think before adding any further information, any further detail in this, I would like to see it that how does it look in our linked model. So let's just add a foundation here and then see how does it look. I think this is good for the structure detailing, like we have columns, beams, slab, and then we can add foundation, and then let's move forward. So let's go back to the level 1, and for all these columns let's add isolated footing. So just add, let's just add isolated footing till here. So let's select an isolated footing from here. So let's say duplicate, and for example we want a 3x3, so 36 inches cross 36 inches cross, for example 12 inches thick isolated footing. So let's click on OK, and let's our thickness should be 12 inches, should be 36 inches, and the same should be 36 inches. Let's click on OK. So we have now our square column like this. So for grids, let's it here and here. Let's add here too. And for example, we want combined footing here, so we can add that too. But for instance, let's make all isolated footing like this. Let's click on finish, and our footings are now added with our columns. So you see, this is our model and it is created like this. So you see, our model is now completed. And now let's save this model. Model is saved, and let's go back to, let's close this one and go back to our main architecture model and link this model again and see if it is updated or not. So I'll open ILU BIM series number 1 again, and let's check the linked model. This is going to open soon. So now it is open, and you see it is already updated here. If I go to the 3D view, you would see that we will have a different structure alongside our very own structure. So you see how things are going to become very different. You see that we can see all these here. We have these foundation, these slabs, but when I try to click on this, you see I cannot click. I will just have an option of linked model. So you see it is a blind link, manage link option, but we cannot actually edit this. So this is the beauty of Autodesk Revit. So for example, I am an architect, I am working on the architecture model, and another structure engineer is working on the structure model. So we both can work at the same time on same models, but with our own departments. So I'm working with architecture stuff, and the structure engineer is working with structure stuff, and we both are actually saving much more time. So now the structure model is ready, the architecture model is ready. So the next thing would be shifting this model from Autodesk Revit to robot structure analysis, do the analysis there, design it, and then bring the model with reinforcement to Revit, and then check it and see how we can actually use that data which comes with the Autodesk Revit model back from robot. So I think this was a pretty decent exercise today, and we should move forward in the next video. So till then, if you have liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.